guys, it's Emma, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, then nice to meet you. I am a singer-songwriter, musician-y type, and this is where the music happens. My fringe looks terrible. Okay. I have another channel in here just called Hi, It's Emma, and that's where I say the chaos happens, because basically I just do whatever I want on that channel. Mainly, I put videos out every single Monday that are art and craft style videos, or what I call Conversations with the Mirror, where I do a makeup look while I just chat about whatever's on my mind that week. But the main thing I do is music, and the main thing I'm doing at the moment is teaching myself music production stuff, because I want to get more into the music production side of the music industry. At the moment, I mostly just do singing, performing, that kind of work, as well as putting out my own original music, which I will keep doing. But I really want to get more into the production side of things. So that's a lot of what I do on this channel at the moment, is just me learning music production and filming the process, because I figure it might be kind of funny. But also it might be kind of informative to anyone else out there who's trying to teach themselves music production to watch me screw things up, watch me learn things as I go. Anywho, which leads me on to today's video, which is a music production style video, as you can tell from the setup. Whenever you see this setup, assume we're going to be on Logic, because this is the setup for when I'm doing Logic. And specifically for today's video, I did my 8 bars a day video last week, that if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it, because it's quite entertaining, because I basically made 6 really bad 8-bar loops and 1 okay one that I'm actually quite proud of. The rest are terrible though, and I'm definitely going to go back and work on those again at some point and try and improve them. But one thing I did while doing one of those loops, the good one in fact, was I used the pitch shifter on Logic for the first time. And as I was using that, I remember thinking it'd be quite fun to do a video just on the pitch shifter, because I figured I could just mess around with it and it'd be fun. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play around with the pitch shifter, because sometimes one of the best ways to learn is through play. You know, if you actually just start messing around with a new plugin, you might actually learn a lot more than just by reading about it. And the main way I'm going to really learn what this does is just to mess around with it. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to mess around with the pitch shifter. I'm going to go through what I'm doing. I'm going to try out some stuff. And I'm going to tell you guys what I'm learning as I go. And we're going to learn some stuff together about the pitch shifter. And we're hopefully going to create some stupid sounds by the end of it. So the first thing we need before we can do anything else, is obviously I need some stuff to pitch shift. You can't pitch shift nothing. So I'm just going to throw some weird vocals down. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Yeah. Trying to think of any like lines of something I could sing. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, so I've got some singing bits to work with. I've selected a few of the ones that I quite like out of that I think are going to work well. So we've got this one. We got this one. The king's man couldn't put Humpty together again. We got this one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And we got this one. Quite like all of those, and I think we can do something with them. So we're just going to start off with this really simple one. This is the sort of thing that I used in that little 8-bar I did. I think I went like, yeah, into the mic, and then I pitched it way up, and I threw a load of reverb on it, so it sounded quite cool. And we're gonna have a little play around with this one now, just to try out the pitch shifter and see what we're like, and then we're gonna use the others to do some cool stuff with it. So let's get the pitch shifter up, and let's just have a little look at it first of all. So something I do a lot now, rather than just jumping straight to Google, is I like to stick the question mark button on the quick help menu, because if you hover over things, it tells you things about what these different knobs and stuff do, and that can give you an idea without Googling. Sometimes I do have to go ahead and Google anyway, because a lot of the time there's terminology in this stuff that I don't necessarily know exactly what that word means, so then I have to go and Google what the word means, so I wind up reading up on it anyway. And obviously it's good to get more of a detailed thing, but I don't think we're going to need more than this today, because I've had a little look at this already. I know what this means. We've got one knob here that decides how many semitones up or down you are shifting your part, your little audio you've got, and you can go up to 12 or down by 12. Ooh. Bear with. Watch me go and make a whole tune just using that now. So we have our semitone one. Then next to it we have one that I didn't know what this does. And the quick help menu helpfully let me know that the sense knob does the same thing as the semitone knob. It shifts it up and down, but by cents. And apparently cents are 1/100th of a semitone, which was something I didn't know. When you're doing digital audio, obviously this can mess with the audio to such precision that it can actually take it 7 semitones and up to 50 cents. So if it's 1/100th, then obviously 50 cents is 7.5 semitones, basically. So you can take it up to a half up, or up to 6.5, that would be, because it's 7 semitones, but less by 50 cents. Then you got the mix knob. The mix knob decides what percentage of the original audio you are getting and what percentage of the new audio you're getting. Whenever you're putting any plug-in on, you send in the signal of whatever the original audio is. You send in the signal. You send it through the plug-in then alters the audio, the qualities of the audio, whether it's the pitch, takes out certain tones, certain frequencies, whatever it is it's doing, it alters the audio, and then it sends out a new signal at the other side. And a lot of plugins, I think maybe all, but I'm not sure, a lot of plugins though do allow you to decide how much of the altered audio you want in comparison to the original. So you can hear it when I play it. If I play you this, helps if I put the loop on. You can hear, if I take this off completely, there's the original audio, but when it's on that 25%, you can hear the pitched up version going at the same time, up to 25% of it. So we're getting 25% of the new signal coming out. So you can do 50%, so that's half and half of each. Or you can go up to 100. So all you're now getting is the pitched up audio. So depending on what you actually want to achieve with the pitch shifter, you would change that. So if you just want to shift the whole thing up a pitch and you don't want the original pitch, the original audio to be playing at all, you just stick it on 100%. If you want it to be mixing together so it almost sounds like a harmony, then you're going to do it by 25%. And then this section over here, I'm not going to worry about. We're not going to use that bit. We're worrying about this bit because this is the fancy bit. This is the bit that's cool. This is the bit we like. We can do all sorts of fun things with this now. So if I just set this playing, I'm just going to bring this in a bit so it repeats quicker. So that's it on 7 semitones up, which is a nice harmony. You could have it at like 3. It's a sadder harmony. Stick it on 1. Now it's clashing horribly. The same would happen if you stick it up to 12. Oh, did you hear that? I wonder if you can probably automate this to do that. I'm going to see if I can do that. I'm just going to test out. I reckon you could automate this to do that I was just doing manually. So if we set the automation to the pitch shifter and we want to set it on semitones. So starting at 0 semitones here, and by the time it gets to here, it won't let me like fade it. That's just going to jump in it. It sounds like a boing effect. Oh, I am too easily entertained. I'm going to switch this off. We don't need that. Get rid of that automation. So non-automated version. But you can also obviously go down as well. Sounds so weird. So stuff like that, you'll find people will do things like this to create like funky bass parts. Or like interesting, if you pitch it fully up. Like you would have to bring the volume right down on it because it does sound quite weird. You bring the volume right down on it, and then what I would do is I'd shove a load of reverb on it. So I've created a little I've created a little reverb bus. So I'm just going to send it to that, and it instantly sounds less choppy and mechanical. But you get this cool quality to it. So you can basically create your own synths using this thing, because if you're pitching up vocals especially, if you're pitching them up to where they're not sung at, you don't just get a higher pitched version of that vocal. You don't just get what that vocal would sound like if you sang it higher. Because obviously when you sing higher, you also sing differently tone-wise. And you can use it like an instrument. And you can do that with bass ones as well. Because now that sounds like a funky little bass. In fact, that sounds quite cool. You get that in, I think one that I'm aware of that it was definitely done on was Justin Bieber's Sorry. That high-pitched singing you get in, I can't remember exactly how it goes now. There's a vocal sample that they used and they pitched it up. That's what they did. So you got this sort of unnatural sounding vocal just singing some like ahs or oohs or something like that If you go listen to Justin Bieber's Sorry, you'll be able to hear the part I'm talking about. So that's what you can do with this. Now let's have some fun with it. The king's horse isn't all the... I think this one's going to be quite fun. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. Because it gets different once you start adding in words, because then when you have someone singing words but in a really unnatural robotic-like voice, it sounds cool. It sounds fun. Right, let's get rid of the quick help thing because it's in the way now. So you actually have some presets on here as well. Most of these presets are pretty useless for me today because I'm not doing anything, although maybe we'll try that drum one later. But they're drum ones, so they're absolutely useless to me. But one you have is this fifth one, which is basically 7 semitones. It's taken away a couple of cents. I guess that's just to make it sound a bit more natural and real, because, you know, a person isn't necessarily going to sing perfectly in pitch, so it's just pitching it down a couple of cents from the perfect semitone, 7 semitones up. And 50-50, so that you're getting a harmony, basically. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. I would not use this for that, though. I would not... The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous. This, although if you can actually turn yourself into a full chipmunk. Let's turn yourself into a full... The king's horse isn't all the king's man, and that is how... And that is how you turn yourself into a chipmunk. You've also got a vocal doubler preset. Vocal doubling is exactly what it says on the tin. Doubling any track is when you make it sound like there's more than one person singing or playing that part, just to give it a bit more depth. I would generally, as a rule of thumb, I would not double a track using any sort of software. All of the advice I've read online, and what I think sounds best myself as well, is to simply record multiple takes and use more than one take to double up the vocal. But you can just do a vocal doubling. So it's done this by just putting it up by 15 cents. So that's a tiny amount of pitch change that's going to make it sound like it's not exactly the same take. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. And mostly, it sounds like I've got an echo. So I would use this if I wanted a really artificial feeling to something. Almost like there's some sort of vortex, sort of swallowing my voice and making it repeat ever so slightly, but only... So, like, I think isn't all the king's man. You would use this because you want to try and get an effect to it. Anyway, we're not going to use the presets on this. What I really want to hear is what this sounds like if I pitch it right down. So I'm going to put it to 0 cents again. Pitch it right down. I think I want to hear it. Oops. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together. It sounds so terrifying singing them at the same time. But here's it on 100%. It sounds like, you know, when in like sci-fi stuff you have robots that are running out of power and the robot's slowly shutting down. And as it shuts down, to show it's shutting down, its voice slowly gets deeper and lower, and they have it sort of break down like that. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. Especially on that bit where it's going down. Like, I think you could use this on a vocal to get something like that effect. If you want it to sound like it's almost, the vocal's almost switching off slowly, it's powering down. It would sound better if it was also getting slower, which you can do. So I'm gonna do that. Here we go. Right. The king's horse isn't all the king's man, couldn't put Humpty together again. So that sounds quite cool, and that's an effect I could see myself using this for, is pitching it down like that and then the king's horse isn't all the king's man, slowing it down as well, I think, especially at the end here. Put Humpty together again. Anywho, that's that one. So we got this creepy sounding one now, and I'm going to do something creepy with it. And we're going to use this more harmony style. Can make it sound really creepy by have it be a really unnatural harmony. That one sounds nice. I really like that 4 semitones. I think I'm going to stick it at like 35%. And obviously, to finish it off, I'm going to throw some reverb on it. Send it to that bus again. Now, you could probably achieve that by just singing those parts in, you know, just doing that harmony. And I do think there is a quality to that pitched up version. Again, it's like ever so slightly artificial, so it makes it sound a little bit creepier, I think. Anywho, okay, last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with this. I'm just going to get one of these, get rid of the rest of this. Oops, I've trimmed that a bit short. And I'm going to loop it so it goes over and over again. There we go. And now I'm going to stick the pitch shifter on it and see what happens. It's probably just going to sound stupid. Oh, I have to play around with that. I'm going to have to turn this into a drum beat now. Drop it in the comments if you want me to try and make a song out of that sound. I mean, if you up it to 100%. That's quite cool on its own as well. I might ever play around and just make a thing by pitching up various different bits of this, but I like that as a starting point. That was just a random thing I thought to do as I was opening my bottle. The places you can find inspiration for music from, guys. If genuinely, seriously, if you want me to make a video where I play around with that and see if I can make something with it, let me know in the comments, because I think that's, I wasn't expecting that to sound quite cool. But yeah, that's everything I wanted to do in this video, really, was basically just play around with the pitch shifter, tell you guys what I've learned about it, what I've been looking at, and see what it can do, because I had a little bit of a play around with it the other week doing my 8-bar video, but I wanted to have a bit of more of a play, literally just focusing on playing with this pitch shifter and seeing what it could do, because I think that's a good way to learn about different effects. I'm going to try and do this with other effects in the future, so if there's a particular effect you think I should check out and have a play around with, let me know in the comments and I'll play around with that. Or any other music production things you think I should try out, any tips you want to leave, any tools that you're quite fond of that you think I should check out, let me know in the comments and I shall investigate them, and if I'm having fun with it and find a cool idea for a video, I'll maybe even turn it into a YouTube video and you get a shout out. So let me know what you guys think of the pitch shifter as well. Do you use it a lot? Is it a tool that you're quite fond of? Are there any other pitch tools I should check out that you prefer using? If you enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up and check out the rest of my channel. And if you enjoy what I do here, because I do these me learning Logic videos and I also do a variety of my own original music. So if you want to check out any of that, then please do, and hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what you're seeing, because I'm still a very small channel. So every subscriber really does count and I very much appreciate it. And if you want to hear what my own original music sounds like when I don't produce it, because I actually hire someone to do that at the moment, because that makes sense. They know what they're doing. I don't. I actually have an EP out and I have a single out called Baby Steps, came out about a month and a half ago now. It's linked in the description below where you can go and stream it if you want to go and check that out. There's a music video on this channel as well that I put a lot of effort into, if you want to check that one out. And if you want to generally support me in all of my musical pursuits and stuff, you can head to all of my socials, which are linked in the description below, and give me a like and a follow on whichever ones you have. Finally, if you would like to support me in other ways, i.e. money, then I also have a Buy Me a Coffee page where you can send me one-off donations, or you can join my monthly membership and get exclusive access to behind-the-scenes stuff, outtakes, first glimpses of stuff, things like that. Okay, that is all for this week, guys. I shall see you guys next week with another music-related video of some description. Possibly me turning that weird little sound there into a song. Bye!